So this is part 3. I'm going to try to make this the final video. Please ignore the hollering and screaming in the background, because that's not my child. Because sadly, I never got the opportunity to go out and start a life, have a family, like I had planned out since I was fucking 12 years old. You know, I had hopes and dreams. I had a plan. That shit went to hell in a handbasket when one child of my mom's decided I'm going to get pregnant way before my time. And then the other one started following suit. And then the magical word of, I'm going to take care of it and give it to James. He's not going to have a life in his 20s. He's not going to have a life in his 30s. He's in his 40s. His life is almost over. But he's never got the chance to do anything with his life besides babysit kids that our mother had the inability to stop having. And then her kids followed suit and had the inability to stop having. So, what's the moral of the story? Who wants to take responsibility for fucking me out of my life? That's the moral of the story. Do I blame my mother dearest? Do I blame my siblings? Do I blame myself? The answer is all three are correct. Because I should have been man enough to say fuck everybody in this family and go my own path. But see, there's a thing in the sky called God. And because I was so worried that my stupid ass siblings, who would not drink and date a real man, they all wanted these thug motherfuckers. Let's go get thug niggas. Let's go get thug niggas. Let's not go get niggas that's got jobs and professions and got aspirations and dreams. We're gonna go get thug niggas. And we're gonna procreate with these motherfuckers. We're not going to give them the chance to just fuck us and then get the fuck out. No, we're going to keep them around. We're going to fuck them. We're going to suck them. We're going to get pregnant. And they're going to be with us for life. But we're going to blame James for how bad his life sucks. The fact that we got pregnant doesn't count. The fact that even though he specifically said for us, don't get pregnant. You might want to have your life straight before you get pregnant. And they all decided, here you, James, take this. We're getting pregnant. Oh, we don't have a plan. We're not planning on going out, getting careers, feeding the children. We're just gonna do the best we can and say fuck it. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's two. Oh, there's three. There's four more. So yeah, I'm supposed to let that shit go. But when you're thinking about me at any point in time, about what I wanted to do with my life, fuck no. What you were thinking was, hey, we got a babysitter. That nigga don't need to he don't need to go out and get a life. He don't need to have a new car like we got. He don't need shit. He don't need new shoes. He don't need new clothes. He needs a baby in his lap. He needs to sing a baby to sleep every day, because we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep popping them out. But they're not his babies. They're our babies. We're the daddies. Oh, the daddies are locked up. But I need to let that shit go. How dare any of you look at me and not say, we're sorry? How dare any of you look at your children and don't think, well, damn, James will never give them cousins. How dare any of you look at me and say, well, we just didn't make room for you. We didn't think about you. We didn't know what you wanted to do with your life, and we really just didn't give a fuck. But we're not going to say that shit to your face because we just don't want to. We don't give a fuck about you, James. We never have. We never will. But we're not going to say that shit to your face, James. But we're going to tell you that you should just let that shit go. The fact that you've come up as a teenager watching us until you were old enough to get a job. The fact that even after you were a teenager and we started working, you still had to watch after us. You had to take us to places because we couldn't ride the fucking bus. The fact that you had to pick us up and take us places in your 20s and in your 30s. Even though we had money and ways of other getting there, we just dumped the load on you and didn't think twice about you or your fucking life. And you really should let that shit go. But I ask you this open-mindedly, open-heartedly, and with as much hate as I possibly can muster. If the shoes was reversed, how would you feel? How would you feel if you didn't get to go out and have your babies? How would you feel if you didn't get to go out and have the life that you planned out? How would you feel if you had to take jobs lower than dirt, lower than Burger King, lower than McDonald's, just to put money in your pocket because instead of you actually going out and following through with the plan that you had to take care of my kids while I'm out smoking weed, drinking alcohol, knocking bitches up left and right, bringing babies home, dodging child support, in and out of jail. Got nothing good going for me. Like now, I got nothing good going for me because all of the youth and the energy in my life is gone. I spent it on kids that my dick didn't create. I didn't get none of the pussy to get them here. I didn't bust none of the nuts to get them here. None of my condoms ripped. And I got to let that shit go. Because if you don't get away from my door with them damn lights on, I had to take care of pets, as you can hear in the background, that I didn't ask for. I wanted a snake. No, you can't have a snake. But everybody else can have what they want. They can have kids. I got to take care of them. I got to take care of their pets. I got to take care of their kids and their kids' pets. Can't even get a goldfish. But yet, you're all going to look at me and tell me I should let that shit go. Because y'all still haven't reached 40. Hey, but 2 of us in the family, okay, maybe 3 of us, because I just found out today that one of us has just also reached 40. She'll be turning 40 something else the month after I turn 46, which is the sibling that I started talking about when I made the video, because I was talking to her and she keeps telling me that I should let that shit go. You think it's easy out here on us. Hold on. Pump your brakes, motherfucker. It could have been easy out there on you if you, 1, took your heads out of your asses and decided maybe we should try going to school, try getting a job, try going to college before you decided I'm going to get pregnant and pop out all these fucking babies. And let's not go into the arguments that I've had with my siblings who turn around after having their babies talk about that I should have waited before I had my babies. Let's not forget about those conversations while you're telling me I should let that shit go. No, I wanted a career. I wanted love. I wanted a child. But I can't get none of that shit now. Because I'm almost 50 fucking years old. And I'm not going to be a 60-year-old man chasing after a 3-year-old. And I don't have the right to be mad that my entire life has been taken by all of you motherfuckers talking about some I should let that shit go or God's going to reward me when I die. What is James Williams Jr.'s legacy? Oh, he was a failure. He failed at everything he's ever done, except for fighting. Never failed that, but never got an opportunity to shine. YouTube's not working out for me the way I hoped it would be. Instagram, Facebook, none of these damn things are working for me. Everybody and their mama know Kung Fu. And nobody's looking at me, except for my loyal 4752 followers that are here right now. And I thank you guys very much for that. But I'm sitting here dying on the inside, crying on the inside, trying to figure out where everything went wrong, although I do know that some of it is my fault. But the other motherfuckers who caused that shit won't own it. They won't say, we're sorry. They won't say, we'll do better. They won't say, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that the next 10 years of your life, because you'll be 56 in 10 years, is going to be yours for the taking. That you're going to be able to live your life the way you want without watching kids that your dick didn't create. And then maybe, just maybe, you can let that shit go. But that's not going to happen because in this family, doing the right thing is like a fucking crime. And then you look back and you say, I should have waited this, I should have did that. No, you should have planned that shit out before you did what you did and then got the balls to tell me that I need to let shit go. You got a lot of things that you are responsible for and y'all don't want to own. It's just that simple. I own my shit. I own the fact that instead of going off to the police academy, I thought my mom would get killed because of the boys that my sisters bring home. I can't save my mom from Richmond, but I can save her from the front yard by not letting these fucking boys that my siblings brought home into the front door. So, what do I tell my nephews? Get away from my door! What do I tell my nephews who have little sisters? I tell them this exact fact. When they bring a boy through that door, put that fucker's skull through the goddamn floor, so that they don't get fucked out their lives the way I got fucked out of mine. Because they're not gonna own it. They're not gonna say, hey James, we're sorry that we had babies with such and such. We're sorry that we had babies with this person and they couldn't stay the fuck out of jail and you had to take care of them. We're sorry that you had to take care of us and change our diapers too. They're not gonna say that. They're not gonna own that. They're not gonna come and say, if we could give you back all the time that you lost and you could be 23 again, we would do that. And if they did, they're lying through their motherfucking teeth. Because here's the thing. When I was 23 and shit started going bad, is when that should have happened. You can't go back and give me what I've lost. Sorry can't cut it. I'll do better is a step in the right direction. But if you're gonna say it and not do it, then you're just spitting lies out your mouth. But of course, I should probably let that shit go, right? The fact that I'm gonna be 46 next month and have accomplished nothing except for changing your diapers and your baby's diapers, and I don't have a baby of my own to change its diapers. But you're the world's greatest babysitter. You're a good uncle. But you're never going to be a father because by the time you find the right woman that's going to treat you right and have a baby, your sperm will probably be dead. So you're going to have to adopt the child. If you're even lucky enough to be able to have a job where the adoption company will allow you to adopt the child. But no one thinks about my future because none of you give a shit. You won't tell me to my face, but you don't have to because I'm not stupid. If you gave a shit, 20 fucking years ago would have never happened. But you didn't because the only thing you gave a shit about was yourselves and doing what the fuck you want instead of doing the right thing. And yet when we have conversations, the only thing that, especially the sister for today, can tell me is that I need to let that shit go. When you try having to want to die every day for a living. You try having your family not giving a fuck about you and keep popping out babies and you're saying no, but your mom saying yes, and then your mom hauls ass, so you're stuck watching kids that your dick didn't create because instead of calling the people to come back and get their kids, your mammy done hauled ass, and you're stuck with them. Or better, my favorite was when I had plans with my ex-fiance and a date was all scheduled, but I had to cancel my date to come take care of kids that my dick didn't create because everybody else was going out. And I wasn't invited to this family thing that they went to. But I had to stay home and take care of babies that my dick didn't create. And those babies are currently like almost 11 years old. But somehow or another, that was okay with everybody. Wasn't okay with me, but it was okay with everybody else involved. No, just leave him with James. James, what you doing? Me and her got plans. No, you don't. You don't have plans. Your plans is to come over here and watch these kids. That's what your plans is. Now I gotta break my girlfriend's heart because we had plans. But now my family's decided that me and my girlfriend don't have the right to have a plan to do what we want because there's kids here that need to be taken care of by any man who's not the fucking man that created them. So I had to break up our plans to go with that. I can understand part of the reason why she left me. Because I was my family's bitch. Simple as that. Did my family acknowledge my bitchhood by telling me, yo, we're sorry that we fucked you out of your life? No. They specifically say, you need to let that shit go. I didn't fuck y'all out of your lives. I didn't tell you that I would greatly watch your children. I didn't tell you to have the fucking children. But we do what the fuck we want. Not let's do what's right. Let's do what the fuck we want. But in doing what the fuck you want, do you think about the other person whose life you are fucking destroying at the time? The same person who's gonna turn around and tell you tomorrow and every day after that, you should let that go. It's the same person that you need to look in the mirror and say, you know, my brother's actually right. We didn't have to do the shit that we did to get where we are. We could have went a different route. We could have went the right path. We could have got married and had children like our youngest sibling did. No, we didn't want to do that. We just decided, fuck it. We're going to do what the fuck we want. And we're going to turn that fucking knife. And 7 or 8 years later or 20 years later, we're going to look at our big brother who's fucked out of his life and say, you know, James, you should let that go. It's not good for your mental health. I ain't never had good mental health from the day all you motherfuckers were born. You're part of the reason why I've been trying to commit suicide since I was 7. And I would have been successful in the Army because at least they gave a fuck if I lived or died. When I got discharged, I was crying for a day one restart. Because I was hoping that I could be deployed somewhere, anywhere, where I would have been an outsider there, but I would have been an outsider that people gave a fuck about. And if I would have died a hero there, my mom and my dad would have got a great big flag, a little bit of sorrow. My dad would have cried for sure. Can't say nothing about my mom, but I can say that my dad would have damn sure cried. Because he's the only parent that's made me want to be alive. Whereas my mom, who will also tell me I should let that shit go, has never not once said, son, I'm sorry that I let your siblings fuck you out of your life. But on the flip side of that, she'll be the one who goes, you know, James, you can't keep living in the past, because she said this to me over 1,000 times in the 40 years that I've been alive. You can't keep living in the past. It's kind of hard to not live in the past when the past is always in your face. It's in your face when you walk in the house. It's in your face when you come home from work. It's in your face on a daily basis because instead of doing what's right, everybody does what the fuck they want. And then they turn back around and say that I, personally, me, that's right, James, you should let that shit go. For what? I'm a 45-year-old man stuck in his mom's house, can't get a decent damn job, going to school. I got military not following through, trying to help me out. I get $269 a month from the military for a fucking hip because I wasn't allowed to look at my feet and I fell and got hurt. And then I had to come back home to take care yet again a set of kids that my dick didn't create. Kung Fu has been taken from me. Everything has been taken from me. And I'm supposed to let that shit go. Fuck you. Let that go. Let everything I said in these 3 videos soak in while you're telling me I should let that shit go. It wasn't you who got fucked out of your life. You got to go and have 3 babies. Other people have gone and got to have more. But who had to babysit them motherfuckers? More times than he can count on his hands and toes. While you were out making more. You should have stopped. But you didn't, because we do what the fuck we want. We don't do what's right. We do what the fuck we want and slap James in the face with a baby full of shit. So I have let that shit go. But I will be angry about it until it's made right. And here's the thing about that. It can't be made right. So while you're telling me to let shit go, you're not evaluating your part in the shit that I've been through. You're not evaluating the fact that, you know, you got 3 babies. I helped change all 3 of their diapers. I helped raise them. But I didn't let the shit go. You would go out and be with your girl. And when her relationship went bad, your relationship went bad. But instead of like trying to salvage your shit, you did what the fuck you want. Because deep down inside, you didn't want the shit to work out. Because anybody who wants a relationship to work out, they're going to fight tooth and nail for that shit to work out. Until they can't. Because that was my thing. I fought tooth and nail for my ex until I couldn't. Once she got the cops involved, fight was over. There was no point of trying to continue a losing fight. Now granted, she will always be the love of my life. Even though I was never the love of hers. I would have liked to have known that before I got involved. Because then none of these videos, none of these things would have ever happened. Because when I went to Canada, I would have completed my fucking plan of committing suicide. Because I had nothing to come home to. You can't call yourself a family when you love everyone in the family but one fucking person. You can't call yourself a family when you go out your way to make one member of that family lose everything and suffer, and then the matriarch of the family and the other members of the family are constantly turning a knife and then lick you in the face and say, you should let that shit go. So while you're watching this, sister dear, specifically the one that I spoke to today, if you made it through all 3 of these videos, maybe you ought to pay attention when I talk to you. So did you understand how it feels to have lost everything because of all of you not giving a fuck about me, but giving more fuck about yourself and doing what the fuck you want instead of doing the right thing, and how I had to suffer for that shit. But you're going to turn back around and watch the video, and you're going to look back, and everything I said is going to be irrelevant, and you're going to look at me the next day and say, you know what, James? You should let that shit go. It's not good for your health. No shit. But you know, the words, I'm sorry, goes a long way sometimes. The words, not only am I sorry, but I'm going to prove to you that I'm going to do better. And I'm not going to keep dropping my burdens and my responsibilities off on you. You're my brother, and I love you, and I should have never put you through this shit in the first place. Should come from every one of my siblings except for my oldest one. Because we've all owe her a great debt that can't be repaid. But none of y'all think about that shit. I do all the time. But because I never got the opportunities to do what I wanted to do, I can't repay her. Yeah, I got central air with my dead dad's money because it was her dad too. But that's the best I can do right now. Because instead of doing what I wanted to do in my life, instead of achieving massive success at what I could be doing with my life, I had to take care of y'all. I had to take care of your responsibilities, or lack thereof. I had to do the right thing because y'all refused to. But you can't help to jump down my throat and say, I need to let that shit go. Now I done made 3 videos. I don't give a damn who sees it. I don't give a damn who I piss off in this goddamn family. But everything I said is the truth. And not one of you, not one, have come and said to her or to me, thank you. Not one of you have come and said to her or to me, we are sorry that we fucked up, that we couldn't get our heads out of our asses and listen to you and do what we should have been doing instead of popping out babies and making you watch them while we go and made more, and popping out more babies and making you watch them. Instead of you being able to have the life that you wanted, to achieve the success that you wanted, you're babysitting our happy accidents. You're babysitting our responsibility. You're taking on responsibilities that you should have never had to take on in the first place, and you've lost all of your time in your life, because ain't nobody promised tomorrow. But if I'm going to be remembered for anything, if I die tonight, I want every last one of you to understand what you've done to me. It's not my fault completely. It's your fault for, instead of being an adult and being grown enough to make an adult decision, you chose to just do what the fuck you want. And I've paid for it. Time and time and time again, and again. Year after year after year. I was the second child. I was the firstborn son. And I went from being a son to being a slave from the age of 7 to 45 years old. Mom ain't not once said, son, I'm sorry that I put you through this. Son, I'm sorry that every time you turn around, one of your siblings is pregnant and I keep dumping their kids off on you. And she will never own it. And she does that shit unconsciously. Or she does it consciously and doesn't give a shit. And every now and again, she may do something to make me feel like she gives a shit. But deep down, she don't. Because here's the thing, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says after this video. A child knows. A child is not stupid. A child is not oblivious to how you treat the other children in the family. They're not. And I don't want to hear that bullshit about, well, some of them are special. All your children are special. They were special when you made them. They were special when you decided that you were going to have them. But all of them need to be loved exactly the same, or don't love any of them at all. And this is why I don't like favoritism. Because I come from a realm of favoritism. And I'm on the bottom of that damn barrel. But of all the children that moms had, the older two are the ones who have bent over backwards, giving up money that we didn't need to give up for grown-ass people who could go get jobs, or stop trying to live above their means and buy shit that they can't afford and come up short and don't go do what they supposed to do. Where does mom come to? She comes to this piece of shit right here. She comes to the older child. The two children who by birthright should have every fucking thing have nothing. But the other children don't ever come by and say, we're sorry. Don't ever come by and say, what can we get you? What can we do for you? What can we help you with? We should have planned better before we got into these big-ass clusterfucks and starting families without a plan. Yeah, they don't ever say that shit. They will never own it. They will never come to us and say, thank you. They will never come to us and say, I'm sorry. But life goes on, and we let shit go. I hold a whole lot of animosity towards my siblings. I have let that shit go. But I will always be angry of the time that I can't get back. And that's the most important part. Because none of them, none of you watching, understand the fact that when people make sacrifices and give up shit, the debt can't be paid back. I can never go back to being 25 years old. I can't. I can't go back to being 18. I can't go back to being 15 when I got old enough to start working so I didn't have to babysit as much. I can't get none of that back. In my 20s, I kept my brother when I should have been out making booty calls. No, I kept my little brother. Tried to keep him out of the influence of drugs and all the bad shit. And in the end, just like everyone else, he too has done this to me. But he's not going to own it. I wasn't a cool big brother. I was a piece of shit big brother. I was a sloppy, dirty, dumb bastard because I didn't do drugs. I didn't drink alcohol. I didn't do anything except try to play G.I. Joes and shit. He outgrew it. I get it. But I can't make him live the life that I hoped he would live. He's got to choose his own path. I never got a chance to choose my path. Understand the difference. When you get a choice versus not being given a choice. And then you tell me why you think I should let that shit go. I wasn't given a choice. I never got the choice to live the way I wanted to live because all of you decided for me that it wasn't going to be an option. And dear sweet mommy dearest added on to that by making sure y'all knew, oh, don't worry, James will take care of it, don't worry. And those words came out of her mouth more like, I got you. I'm going to take care of the baby, don't worry about it. James, what you doing? I need you to get the fuck over here right now and do your job of your siblings because they're all going out to party. They're all going out to do everything that they want to do with their life. But you're going to be stuck at home watching 1, 2, 3, 9, 7, 8, 9 damn kids that your dick didn't create. And you're not going to get a thank you. You're not going to get one red damn cent. You're not going to get, we're sorry that we stayed past midnight and whatever you had planned you can't go do. We're sorry you lost your ex-fiance. We're sorry you lost your father. We're sorry that all the things that we've done have fucked you out of your life. And you need to turn around and let that shit go. Yeah, I was about to break right there. I really wanted to cry as this is coming out of my mouth because I'm hurt. Y'all have no idea how hurt I am. But the most important part about that phrase that I just said, not only do you have no idea how much I'm hurt, y'all don't give a fuck. You really don't. Now, our youngest sister does give a fuck. Because she has managed to find a way where no one else has found a way to have other resources at her disposal. Everybody else, fuck you, James. We don't give a fuck. But our youngest sister, oh yeah, her and her husband have gone out the way to make sure that I'm not stuck watching their children. That I don't have to pick their kids up every fucking day. That I don't have to go out my way to adjust my schedule so that I'm here or there to do things that I'm not supposed to be doing because I have the right to have a life. But no one took this shit into consideration. So I thank our youngest sister. And I thank our oldest sister for the sacrifices that they have made. But for everyone else, it doesn't give me back my life. It doesn't give me back the time that I've lost. And to have you have the testicle fortitude or a big set of cojones to tell me that I need to let that shit go. If only you knew half of the shit that I've been through because of y'all. If only you knew how much I have missed out on life because of taking care of y'all lack of responsibility, because your ability to do what you want to do versus the ability to do what's right is self-inflicted into your head. You just don't want to do what's right. None of you. And it's a damn shame. But y'all can turn right back around and say, I need to let that shit go. So how many more knives you think you can fit into my back while you're telling me I should let that shit go? That's your food for thought. If it was you, and if you listen to everything I said in the last 2 videos, if it was you, would you be so eager to let that shit go? Or would you stand up and say the shit that I've been needing to say forever? Grow up. Do your fucking jobs. Your parents. Set a fucking example. Stop putting your fucking burdens on me. Do what the fuck is right, not what the fuck you want. And maybe, if God blessed me long enough to have 20 more years of my life, I might be successful at something other than failure. I'm James Williams Jr., just come for having number 2. Be seeing you.